finanza, and how should government have regulation of the businesses?
Oh, well, governments shouldn't have that much regulation on businesses. Businesses should be able to thrive on their own. They don't need the aid of government. They should be able to take out a loan and then have their business thrive, and then not pay more taxes just because they're their own business. They should be paying the same amount as everybody else so they can create more jobs and they can thrive and they can create, once they become a big company, they have who knows how many more jobs for those middle class people. That'll create more economic growth.
Do you have a response to what Governor Romney just said?
In reality, businesses do need our help, either one way or another. They're always going to need our help because they can't put up with themselves. They always have to. We're like the structure of their business. They can't live off their own, because your ideologically has been always people should be on their own rule. People should always be about themselves. People shouldn't have help by anybody else, and that's something that us America, we need help from the government in order for us to come out of the deficit. We can't be on our own in order to raise this.
Okay, can I have a rebuttal? Well, I want to say, you helping the government, but raising the government, small businesses, but raising their taxes, isn't going to help them out. Just if you help them out, but then raise their taxes double than everybody else, they're going to end up failing either way. So
I never said I wanted to lower. I never said I wanted to higher the taxes. I said that I wanted to lower the taxes in order for them to be.
Well, how are you supposed to help them out without raising taxes? How are you supposed to help them out?
We're helping them out by lowering their taxes. That's why we're helping them.
But where are you going to get the money to do that?
Okay, so we're going to move on. So, Governor Romney, this question's for you. Should the government require stockholders to pay more taxes on what they receive from stocks?
Like I said, they shouldn't pay any more taxes than anybody else. They should, if they're earning their money, that's how they earn their money. They shouldn't be paying any more taxes than anybody else.
And President Obama?
I agree with him. We should not, the stockholders should not be paying any taxes. If you're making about $100,000 a year, you're probably paying a lot of taxes. So in reality, the more, if you were to get all that money you've made throughout your lifetime and invest it, you'd be making more money back. So in reality, you should not be having to pay any taxes.
Okay. So, go ahead.
Well, I can say right now, stockholders make a lot of money, so wouldn't you just be raising their taxes?
No, they'd be lowered because of the fact that they'd be having a great investment.
But they're rich.
That's why. We're going to add, okay. Okay. Like I've said before, if the rich has to help us in order with our deficit, they're helping us bring this deficit down because of the fact that they're getting taxed higher. And you said you want to lower their taxes. So how are we going to receive any revenue? How are we going to have any money in if we're not taking it out somewhere?
Because everybody will have a job.
How are you going to create these 4 million jobs? You've stated 4 points. Open trade in Latin America. How are you going to do that without it cracking down in China? Then you said you have to get the best education for the people and make them successful. You also want to get a balanced budget. And you want to help out small businesses. How will you create those 4 points in creating 4 million jobs in America?
Just have everybody pay the same amount of tax. Everybody gets a job, and everybody's paying the same amount of tax, but they have enough money to pay those taxes.
Exactly. How are you gonna lower all these deductions, rates, credits?
Alright, so I'm sorry. Don't argue with us. So we are going to move on to the closing statements. You guys may, if we have any more time left over, you guys may have any more discussions that you would like to finish up with. So,
my first one?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So America needs a system that will not fail its people, and for the last 4 years, the system has failed. We need a new, fresh plan, one that encourages economic growth by making it easier for small business, family business, and to start creating more jobs. We have already seen that what the president has to offer, $1 trillion deficits. We need a way to close that gap. The best way, and many economists agree that economic growth is the key. I plan to lower marginal rates, making it easier for businesses to take out loans for the money they need to create more jobs. Under Obama, economic growth slows with each passing year, and America cannot afford to keep moving in this direction. In the past 4 years, we have only seen an increase in taxes and a deficit of our great nation. I would not, under any circumstance, raise taxes on anyone. We can look at history, and we know that taxes make small businesses fail, and the proof is all around. I also plan to make government drop plans, even though they are good I also plan to make the government drop plans, even though they are good plans, because they are not worth adding to the deficit. At the same time, I will combine government departments to make them run much more efficiently. You will know full well that every tax dollar spent will be used most effectively. I have been. You will know full well that every tax dollar spent will be the most efficiently it has been in years. Sorry. You can expect to see the number of unemployed Americans sharply decrease as the economy is strengthened and small businesses thrive. My plan will always be to benefit the American public. For the last 4 years, the middle class has suffered great trauma and they need to be saved. In a down economy, how can anyone expect things to get better by simply taxing and taxing? I will not implement any tax that adds to the deficit, and I will encourage economic growth so that small businesses thrive. This debate is more than two candidates, two parties, two philosophies. It is the future of America, and with me as president, I guarantee the market will skyrocket, and so will economic growth. Vote for Romney.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, President Obama. Sorry.
As my closing statement, I'm making this short and sweet. So any points I'm going to state will be stated. Okay. In America, I believe that it's not where we've been, it's where we're going. America needs growth in order for this deficit to lower. As Romney stated, he wants to cut these programs out. And in reality, we need these programs. These help our people out. You want no Obamacare, and that's something that not us as young people, I mean seniors. Seniors need this prescription to be lowered. It lowers it about by $600 a year. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. We both believe in the same amount of. We both believe in things that are equal, but I also disagree with many of the things that you believe in. We have been, us as America have been through a lot. When Clinton was in power, it went from surplus to deficit, and through the time it went from deficit to surplus. Our economy has gotten better, and I believe that you should vote for me, and I will fight for whatever I can in order to make America a better place for you to be in, and elect me for president.
And that is our first presidential vice president debate. Thank you.